Никита, скажи, что? Давай, давай, make it fun.
This press conference was supposed to be all business, microphones, face-offs, and game plans. Instead, it exploded into pure chaos.
It reminds me of like one of those budget YouTube hood movies where someone just talks about their whole life and what they've come from and talking as if they're from one of the ghettos in Iraq or Africa or somewhere like that. But you know, he's got a sob story, he's running by it, and that's what makes him feel better, so we respect it. I just kind of listened and said my piece.
And you said to him, what have you done? Tell us what you've done.
Because as I said, like, you line up all the heavyweights, he was just talking about, oh, he's this, he's that, he's that. I said, but why are you worrying about what someone else has done? What have you done as a fighter to kind of boost your ego up? But he couldn't answer it because he ain't fought no one like us.
Jake Paul walked in doing what he always does, smirking, poking, pushing boundaries. But this time, Anthony Joshua wasn't playing along. After one disrespect too many, AJ stepped forward with a cold, focused stare that shut the whole room down. In that moment, he showed Jake this wasn't a joke, a stunt, or a trending clip. This was a fight.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to break his face, I'm going to break his body up, I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Everything escalated instantly. We can fight now. We can fight tomorrow, AJ snapped as security rushed in from every angle. Voices rose, cameras shook. The crowd reacted like they had just witnessed round zero before the main event even existed. And in that single flash of chaos, one thing became obvious: Jake Paul thought he was selling hype, but AJ turned it into something real. The kind of real where egos bruise long before faces do.
Netflix have spent a lot of money, MVP have spent a lot of money, and Jake would look like a plonker if he pulled out the fight now after giving it the big one. And he knows that, and this fight's happening. You know, and that they think, look, one thing I'll say is this: if there was ever a good time to fight Anthony Joshua, it's probably now. Right? Coming out of what will be 14 months of inactivity. By the way, he's also been in training camp for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, the time comes around. He's having to make weight. Maybe the confidence isn't where it has been in his career. So yeah, you can start.
From there, the conversation slid straight into Teddy Atlas territory. Suddenly, it felt like Uncle Teddy was sitting at the dinner table, dropping uncomfortable truth bombs. And when a legend like him says, "Don't be shocked if Jake actually has a chance," everyone paused like, wait, what?
It's a choice of where people want to go to watch. It's still their choice. Before we look at all the reasons why Joshua should smash him, he's a pro fighter, two-time Olympian, two-time heavyweight champ, you know, bigger, stronger, you know, highest level of fighting at this weight class. I mean, he should destroy him like he destroyed Ngannou. And a lot of people will use that comparison. But styles make fights. And Jake Paul's not going to fight him all the way. And
Teddy broke it down like he was building a court case. Jake's younger, faster, sharper. He's sneaky with contract terms. AJ hasn't fought in ages. He's cutting weight like he's prepping for a runway, not a ring. And mentally? No one knows which version of Joshua shows up. Teddy's whole point: people laughing at Jake might be missing what's actually hiding under the surface. For Jake, just surviving 8 rounds would be a victory, and that alone makes this fight unpredictable.
He's young. His feet are a little faster. I know he's not at that level of a fighter, I get it. But his feet are faster. Joshua's feet are not that fast, closing gaps, getting to somebody. To hit him, even if you're better than him, you still got to get to him to hit him. Also, Joshua, last time he fought was over a year. He hasn't fought. He was basically...
Then came the curveball, Teddy mentioning Netflix's legal team like they're protecting the world from a global disaster. They're not signing off on a live catastrophe, he joked. And suddenly, everyone watching is thinking, Is Teddy Atlas really telling us that an upset might actually make some sense? That's when you realize this fight has officially moved from circus act to science experiment.
I'm just putting it out before you just say, yeah, it's gotta be Joshua. Don't discount how smart Mr. Paul has been so far. I wouldn't count him out in the way.
Next up, Dave Allen. A man who talks like a bartender who's seen too much chaos to trust anything anymore. He pulled up BoxRec like it was a classified file, inspecting Jake's opponents to make sure reality wasn't glitching. And honestly, we were all nodding with him because this matchup feels like someone hit randomize fighter in a video game.
I reckon this kid Jake Paul could win an area title, definitely. I really think he could. He trains hard. I respect all of that. I respect him for what he's doing. Brilliant. He's having a go. Amazing. But he's now fighting arguably a top heavyweight of the last 10, 15 years. One, it's dangerous. We're talking like it's a real fight. The whole thing I've been doing right now is based on it's a real fight. They're both going to try and fight in each.
Dave went through Jake's resume like a roast session. YouTuber, basketball player, retired for years MMA stars, and then Tommy Fury, a nice guy, but realistically just an area-level fighter. Hearing that, even the coffee in your hand takes a pause. But Dave doesn't hate Jake. He actually respects him. He just knows the truth. A top heavyweight of the last 15 years versus a guy who once weighed 13 stone fighting influencers? Logic doesn't just tap out, it faints. Then he said it. This fight isn't funny, it's dangerous. Real heavyweight lights out dangerous.
He's not a heavyweight, he's a cruiserweight, if that. Turned pro at 13-2. And he wasn't a kid, he was 23 years of age. He wasn't a kid, he's not grown into heavyweight. He boxed hold us, as I said, 5 months ago at 14-3. Might cut a bit of weight, might come down from 15 stone, but it's dangerous, really. It's dangerous, very dangerous, because if Anthony Joshua hits him on the chin, he will put him.
He explained it perfectly. The moment AJ lands a clean shot, Jake might start wondering why the sky suddenly has 2 moons. Dave isn't being cruel, he's being honest. He hopes AJ floors Jake clean, Jake beats the 10 count, everyone gets paid, and we avoid hospital drama. But then comes the nightmare question. What if AJ really hurts him? What happens to the promoters? The commissions? The sport? That's when the jokes stop feeling like jokes. Dave ends it like a man watching a risky circus stunt, thrilling, but you're already bracing for the paramedics.
The intrigue is there to watch it for me, yeah, I will watch it. The same way I would go to the circus to watch, to be entertained by something a bit mad. But Anthony Joshua for taking the fight, I'm not sure, so it's a lot of money to turn down, to be fair. But if Anthony Joshua goes in there with Jake Paul, plays nicely, wins on points, takes longer than 2 or 3 rounds, reputation with the casual public, done. I'll watch it. If he's holding up and playing nicely, I'll understand. I'll watch it and think, well,
Time for predictions. Who wins? How long does it last? And does Jake Paul actually have a real shot? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like.